Today, in better pics in just a few clicks, we're at Honey Acres in Neosha, Wisconsin. We're going to take the camera to the program mode. This is the Canon R6. I haven't shot program mode in probably 20 years. I used to call it pathetic. We're going to see if it can do the trick and do some brainless photography. Take a look.
So I'd never really shot with a mirrorless camera yet before. They've been around for a while. I had never shot with one. I had actually had it on a manual ISO setting, 50 ISO for my first picture. Ended up showing up something like this, a much slower shutter speed than needed, 13 seconds, obviously way too slow. Once I put it into an auto ISO was the key. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how the photography came in the program mode. Using the evaluative framing, the shutter speed was still fast enough for things that were not moving very much. It kept the shutter speed in that 30th, 60th second range. There were a few times when I had some motion that it would actually become a little blurry. Here she's standing, smiling in the picture. It wasn't bad here, but when she jumped here, you can definitely tell. We zoom in. There's definitely motion blur going on. So we couldn't handle some of the more specialized needs with motion in the scene, but for the most part, I was pleasantly surprised with it. Kept the shutter speed fast enough to avoid any type of camera blur. Also, I had, of course, the image stabilizer on, and that increased the chance of getting that crisp, sharp picture, even in low light. Cranking the ISO into that 16,000 range, 32,000 range, it was really fairly up there, but the quality of the images was pretty good. I was surprised with the image tracking. I kept it in the eye tracking. It pretty good in low light. Parts of the scene were fairly dark, but I did a good job of capturing everything and avoiding glare on the glass and do what I needed to do. So all things being considered, shooting in a low light, shooting on a vacay mode, in a family vacation mode, not having to think my settings, I think I could go back to it. Would I do it for a wedding? Would I do it for a page? No, I don't think I would. But for the most part, going brainless photography was pretty good for most of general shooting in the program mode, using auto ISO, and of course using image stabilizer in the lens for my shooting.